What's cracking, yo? Welcome back to Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today. This video is more or less a public announcement to bronsexuals, or the insufferable, overbearing LeBron James fans. Not all LeBron James fans. I'm talking about the obnoxious ones that have very selective listening and are extremely biased and conveniently use context and leave off context when it benefits their argument. Doesn't keep that same energy for all players. Things like that. There are some great LeBron James fans here on this channel. I've interacted with them. And they are good LeBron James fans. You can have good debates, you can have good arguments, even though you don't agree with each other. But I've been getting, and listen, let me just preface with this. I have been quoted saying in the past, and I will continue to say, bronsexuals are welcome here. Watch the videos, hit the dislike button or hit the like button, drop your comments, tell you why you continue to tell me why you think I'm wrong, continue to tell me why you think I'm a LeBron James hater, continue to tell me why you think I'm biased, continue to tell me whatever you want to say, continue to tell me that I'm not credible, continue to tell me that I don't know shit about basketball, continue. I'm cool. I could take it. I enjoy it. Continue. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. But I just want to put this video out publicly because I've been getting a lot of comments like that. People blasting me, bronsexuals blasting me in the comment section. Also in the hidden, I call it the hidden comment section. So basically, people can drop comments, but they're not seen publicly. Only I can see them. I get a lot of those. People saying I don't know basketball, I hate LeBron, I've been getting emails. I've been getting Instagram DMs. So continue to do what you do. I'll be okay. But I can't respond to each and every one of these comments and DMs and emails with the same answer because I'm getting the same kind of messages and responses to my videos. They're all similar, so I'm just putting it out so all y'all can hear this right now. Hear it all right now. About me being a LeBron James hater, I really don't see how I am a LeBron James hater by any means. There are some LeBron James hater YouTube channels out there and content creators out there, and I can promise you, I'm not one of them. All I do with LeBron James is put context to these narratives that people like to conveniently leave off and conveniently apply when it suits their argument. But they don't keep that same energy for other players. I can sit here and say LeBron James is a turnover machine, and he's been like that his entire career, but in the same sentence, I will also say that I don't care about that because I understand LeBron James, whatever team he's played on, has been the system, and he's a ball-dominant player, so it only makes sense that LeBron James is going to have a high turnover rate considering how much he handles the ball, and I'm okay with that. It makes sense. There's a reason he has the most total turnovers in NBA history, given his longevity and how much he has the ball. But I'm not calling him out for that. I understand, given the type of player he is and how he plays, he's going to have a high turnover rate. But you guys seem to take that as me calling this guy out and hating on him. Is any of that false? You can go through all my LeBron James videos, and what you'll find more is that it's me coming at the mainstream analysts and all these people on TV, on these debate shows. It's me coming at them just for not keeping the same energy that they do for LeBron James with other players, and how they like to selectively tear other players down and don't keep that same energy for other players, namely LeBron James, with the revisionist history and the LeBron James narratives that are so obvious. It's not me coming at LeBron. It's me more so coming at those people for not telling the whole truth and putting out misinformation. Now, how is that me hating on LeBron? Because I say if you're going to make a lowlight reel of Russell Westbrook having even 2 turnovers or 3 turnovers or 4 or 5, however many, keep that same energy for the other players, including LeBron. Since you guys like to talk about LeBron James every episode and like to talk about Russell Westbrook every episode, then keep the same energy for both. But they never did that. That's just an example of the type of stuff that I be coming at. I don't even be going hard at LeBron like that. I really don't. I just add context and give all the information out like I do with all the other players that I talk about. So I don't understand how that makes me a LeBron James hater. I literally got LeBron James as a top 5 player of all time. But for some of you, that's not good enough. And that makes me a LeBron James hater if I don't have him 1 or 2. And forgive me, some of the other messages and DMs and hidden comments I've been getting is people calling me out saying I don't know basketball because I have Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird ahead of LeBron James. Now, this is my list, and you don't have to agree with it, just like you have your list, and I might not agree with it, but I respect it and I understand it because I understand that these top 10 players or top 20 players, however you want to chop it up, dude, any one of these guys have great GOAT debates, so I ain't even going to be mad. Hell, Kobe Bryant's my favorite player of all time. I got him number 2, but most people wouldn't put Kobe in their top 5. I've seen Kobe Bryant outside of the top 10 on a lot of people's lists. Do I agree with that myself? No. But I ain't banging their door down, knocking their door down, saying they don't know basketball or they're not credible. I vehemently disagree with you, but I ain't getting that emotional about it. Chill. Yeah, I got Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant ahead of LeBron James, and I absolutely have my reasons. I do. I absolutely do. And I stand by them. Hell, Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time. But do I understand that Kobe Bryant absolutely had his flaws as a player? And he wasn't the perfect player? But I'm not going to sit here and act like some of the stuff that happened didn't happen. And that's okay. I understand that. It's part of his legacy. It's part of failure and learning from your failure and becoming better and growing for it and growing from it. But I'm okay criticizing Kobe. But this notion that you can't say a goddamn thing about LeBron James, even though the shit I've been saying ain't even egregious, and y'all coming at me, I don't understand how that makes me a LeBron James hater. Because I got him number 4. I guess I'm a Magic Johnson hater. I guess I'm a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hater. I guess I'm a Wilt Chamberlain hater. I guess I'm a Magic Johnson player. Did I say that already? Probably said that already. I guess I'm a Tim Duncan hater. I guess I'm a Shaq hater. I guess I'm a Steph Curry hater. I guess I'm a whatever hater. Because I got LeBron number 4 in the history of the league. And have constantly said that this dude's one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball. But now I don't know basketball and I'm not credible because, I just want to call people out for not being honest about LeBron James and not keeping that same energy and not having this legenda. Come on, man. Cut it out. I just put out on my LeBron James number 4 greatest player of all time. I went through that whole thing. And I could have spent so much time talking about his playoff failures and knocking them and dinging them and doing all that. Bring up the Dallas series and just sit there for 15 minutes talking about that. Bring up all this stuff. I could. But I didn't. That's something I was gonna say that's something that's something a hater would focus on amongst all the other great things LeBron James has done, amongst all the other accolades. A hater might sit there for the bulk of their video and just talk about that and don't talk about the other great things LeBron James has done. But I did not do that because I understand that LeBron James ain't a perfect player. I've never seen a perfect player. LeBron James is human. LeBron James has had playoff failures. He has had playoff disappointments. And like any other player, he will continue to have playoff failures and playoff disappointments. Michael Jordan had bad games. Michael Jordan had bad series. Kobe Bryant had bad games. Kobe Bryant had bad series. Larry Bird had bad games. Larry Bird had bad series. Magic. All these guys. What are we talking about? Hell, Kobe, my favorite player, as I just said. He had probably, in my opinion, that series in 2004 against the Detroit Pistons, I'd be hard-pressed to find a superstar player have a worse series than that. Now, granted, that's one of the greatest defensive teams that ever played. But Kobe Bryant played abysmal. He played horrible. And I ain't going to sugarcoat it. And I hated to see it when it all happened. Outside that game 2 he had, he didn't show up properly. And the Lakers lost a series that they should have won. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. That's part of history. And a lot of you bronsexuals, I ain't gonna say a lot of you. There's a good amount of you are a lot younger. And you probably, I was watching Too Raw for Sports. In my opinion, the best basketball YouTuber out there. And he brought up a good point. He said a lot of these bronsexuals, what I call them, he called them ledicklets. But a lot of these type of LeBron James fanboys, there's a fair amount of them that weren't even around to see LeBron James play in his first go around in Cleveland. They only know LeBron James from the Miami years and up. Young viewers, things like that. And you guys want to sit here and get mad at me because I got Larry Bird and Kobe Bryant ahead of LeBron James. And you probably haven't even done your research, read up on your history, applied yourself to see what Kobe Bryant and Larry Bird were doing when they was playing basketball, especially during the prime of their career. To even try to learn about it, to help further evaluate how you view these players or compare these players, you won't even do that. You won't even apply yourself. And you say all the old people just hating on the new generation and the new generation and the old generation say the new generation hating on them. And vice versa. But I can at least say this about most of the people from the older generation that got to watch the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. They at least watched all these players play before and then watched this new age NBA, this modern NBA. And then they can come to the conclusion that, you know what, I think this era was better. This era is better. I saw what I saw. I saw these guys play now. And I humbly, believe that, they can't hold a candlestick to them players before. They've at least seen it and then made the decision that I don't really want to rock with this NBA no more. Or I ain't really feeling these players. They at least witnessed and gave it a chance. Y'all won't even go back and look at the past and see what people was doing back then. Y'all won't even apply yourself. Go apply yourself first. Get the knowledge, get the information. And maybe you won't reconsider. But at least you'll know and see what these players were, what they were doing, how great they were. And then maybe you could at least understand why people would consider that there's other players better than LeBron James out there. Maybe you will start to understand that maybe this wasn't isn't as far-fetched as I thought it was after all. Maybe you might start to understand why people have LeBron James, have other players better than LeBron James. Hell, y'all calling me out, sending me angry messages on Instagram because I have LeBron James #4, where a lot of great subscribers here, great people, very supportive people too, a lot of people here thought I was being generous by giving LeBron James the #4 ranking. They thought I was being super generous. There's a lot of people here that say that. Man, LeBron James is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And we've never seen a player be this great this long in their career. Regardless of the era and everything else. And I understand that helps. The numbers are a little bit inflated than most eras of the past. But the dude's still in tip-top shape and is still performing at a more or less elite level. Like, you cannot deny that. What are we talking about? How does that make me a hater? I watched LeBron play his entire career, and I'm not going to sugarcoat things and put out misinformation and try to feed that to people. The very people calling me biased, which I don't understand how or why. You are very much obviously biased yourself. Very much so. And that's okay. As long as you acknowledge it. Somebody else sent me an angry DM saying, what did he say? Oh, that I'm a Kobe Bryant, but more so a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, but overall a Larry Bird, you know what, rider. A Larry Bird, you know what, rider. I'm hopping on Larry Bird's balls. First of all, like I said, I got Larry Bird #3. Second of all, you must not have ever seen Larry Bird play if you can't understand why I do so many reaction videos of him and why I like watching interviews of him. And besides that, when I do my content on this channel, it's stuff that I want to do, things that I want to talk about, but also things that the people show interest in and want me to do and want me to talk about. And my analytics, my channel analytics tell me that a lot of the subscribers and viewers here love the Larry Bird content more than anything. And if they like it and they enjoy watching it and they enjoy indulging in it and I like it and I don't have a problem putting content out for it and learning about players of the past in the process, I think that's a win-win situation. They get stuff they want to see and talk about. I get stuff I want to see, learn, talk about. How does that make me LeBron James or Larry Bird, you know what, rider? Nut hugger. And it ain't even about the analytics, because if the analytics were telling me that everyone likes you to talk about this, and if it's something that I really just had no interest in or something I really just did not want to talk about, I wouldn't do it. But there's a mutual interest in Larry Bird, and it's been a lot of fun. And the fans have been overall amazing. Amazing. So amazing. No question about it. And plenty of these Larry Bird fans have disagreed with me on a lot of stuff. And we've had back and forth, and it's been good. But they ain't running up in my DMs calling me a hater, sending me emails and hitting comments saying all this other stuff. No, I haven't got anything like that at all, not yet. But they're a healthy fan base. They are a very healthy fan base. And like I said, there are very great LeBron James fans here, but this is to the bronsexuals. They're the most egregious fan base of any player I have ever seen. Like LeBron James could literally sneeze and then flick a booger on an old lady, and if you call him out for it, they gonna call you a hater. It's shit like that. You can't say anything about this guy. And now, because he's 38 years old, he should just get a pass for literally everything. After I've been quoted saying so many times, hey, we've never seen a player play this great, this long into their career. Da, 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 da. That doesn't mean that the guy can't be critiqued. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You just can't take all the glory from when you play great, but then decide that you can't be talked about when you play poorly. They didn't give that kind of context to other players that played at 38 years old and were beaten down and battered for injuries. They just said they sucked. And they literally had career-altering injuries. Everybody on mainstream media and everything else just saying that they were garbage and they sucked. They weren't giving excuses. Why should he be any different? Why? We already said we've never seen a player be this great. Is that not enough? How much more do you want? Not bowing down to worship your king? Don't do that. Besides, there's not a whole lot I'm not willing to talk about or put content out for. I always say, put out your recommendations, reaction video recommendations, topic recommendations, whatever you want me to talk about it. Just put it out there. Eventually I'll find it. I got a whole video set up where you can just go to that video and drop your recommendation in that comment section as a hub so I can see it easily. And kudos to all the Larry Bird people and the Michael Jordan people and some of the Kobe people that are constantly feeding me recommendations. That doesn't mean I won't take recommendations from other players or about other players, excuse me. I've done Magic, I've done Wilt Chamberlain, I've done Bill Russell, just put out a koozie video. But the Bron people never send me any LeBron James stuff they want me to talk about. I watched the guy play his whole career. I could talk about it. And I've put out LeBron James videos before. But y'all bronsexuals never give me recommendations. I could talk about. Actually, I did put out a video talking about his game against the Pistons. In my opinion, I said it's one of the greatest playoff performances I ever seen. I could talk about his game in Boston when he was with the Heat. I think it was game 6. Don't quote me on that. I could talk about his performance, his losing performance against the Golden State Warriors when he did, when all he had was Michael what's his name? Dellavedova. When all he had was Dellavedova. And even though he lost and shot poor, I had to tip my hat off to him, man, and salute him for everything else that he did great. With not a whole lot to go against that young Warriors team. I could talk about all that stuff. But as I'm getting recommendations, I'm going to prioritize those and then slip in a couple things I want to talk about a little bit more that aren't necessarily recommended. But if you recommend those things to me, I could talk about it. Now, I ain't going to sit down and bow down to your king, but I'm going to pay homage and show him respect for the great performance that he had and the great player that he is, like I do everybody else. I don't show favoritism here. Absolutely don't. That's all I got to say about it. Like I said, you're still welcome here. I only did this video so I can just put out a public message because I can't respond to all these DMs, all these emails, all these hidden comments because I do want to get to them. But it starts to become a little bit exhausting as I like the back and forth. I like to go back and forth, but it was a lot of the same points, so I just wanted to address them in one video. For my rebuttal. It's been great, man. I love all you guys. Whatever your opinion is, I respect it. I love it all. Call me a Bron hater. I don't think I'm one at all. But if you wanna find some channels and I can show you who the Bron haters are, I can send you to those content creators. No problem. No problem. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.